1-0 win is impressive, whichever way you look at it. I'll be honest.
Set
Like
piece again. Set
it
piece
could,
again. Ole ole. Set piece again. Ole ole. Proper. What we do.
yeah. I mean, on another day, it could have easily been 4-0.
Yeah.
But yeah, 3 points is 3 points at the end of the day,
100%.
and that is a huge win for Arsenal. So yeah, I mean, I think I've asked this question before, but I can slightly alter it. Are you definitely Tyrese? Are you definitely confident that Arsenal are winning the league this year?
Well, you saw me in the group chat. I said bookmark it. I said take a screenshot of it. The league, the league's ours. It's in our hands, and I think we're going to win it. I think now we're going to win it. I mean, Liverpool, they don't look the same team as they were last season. Man City, yeah, they're improving, but we all know that they ain't the same city. I mean, they've already lost to Brighton, so they're not the same city. Whereas we look the most consistent. We've got the best defence in the league. We might even beat Chelsea's record. So I could definitely see us winning the league. It's definitely going to happen. 100% confident.
That's fair enough, and because I think in the previous seasons where obviously you've gone for the title, it's always like in April or March where you get like a huge injury um, that sort of sets you back. I think last season was Gabriel, I think got
Yeah,
injured, and then the season before was Saliba. But now that you got Mosquera on the bench ready to fill in for their place, it's really
yeah.
key.
And
Um,
Hin Cape as well, who hasn't even played yet, I don't think. Or he's barely
yeah,
played.
I think he's probably just enjoying London.
Yeah,
Um, but no, it's yeah. You got the not perfect, but you got very good squad depth,
very
which is
good.
important. Because even I saw Lewis Skelly is starting tonight,
He is, yeah.
which is very good. Because I was worried that Calafiori had completely taken his place at left back, but it seems he's been trusted in a huge game against Atletico. I'm not even watching the game, so
I've got the game on the Harambul Derby. 0-0. It's going to be a 0-0. We're playing 5-5-0. And
yeah.
it's going to be brilliant.
But yeah, I guess Max, what do you think? Obviously, Tyrese is very confident of Arsenal winning the league, but what do you think could go? So, what do you think could go wrong for them as the season goes ahead?
I mean, I'll start with the blaring obvious as a Liverpool fan is Arsenal actually the one thing that I've always been worried about with Arsenal is the consistency and not slipping up to not slipping up key games. I think it was the 1-2 seasons ago where you were losing to the likes of Southampton with like 4 games to go at home, or you saw it as a drawing to Southampton 4 games to go. Results like that as biggest issue, but Arsenal just look so solid. They look solid defensively. Not as solid going forward, but still relatively solid. But that backline is going to win them the league if they do. So solid. And I'm not, I wouldn't be surprised, like Tyree said, if they come close to breaking Chelsea's record because they are so solid. It's quite scary watching as a Liverpool fan. And I do agree. I think it's definitely in Arsenal's hands. I think it's just a consistency element again. You never know what you're going to get with an Arteta or Arsenal side sometimes. That's the only thing I'd be worried about. But looking at that, like I said, they look like they're more consistent side this year. So, could this be the year Arsenal win their first title in 21 years?
Could for sure. I mean, the other team that I think so I can see it's probably going to be a two-horse title race between Arsenal and Man City. Because
You
Man
think
City they
Liverpool are
play.
out of it completely already?
I think we're gone already.
I think so. I think
Wow.
because I mean, on a side note, I think obviously it's funny. I'll be honest, it's hilarious watching you guys lose 4 matches in a row. It's funny as a Chelsea fan. However, on on a real, like I genuinely think because people don't realize this. It's like I think grief has really affected the whole Liverpool squad
Yeah.
with
Oh,
Jota.
yeah. No, no, you know what? That's a great point.
Man City, they faced off against Everton. It was a good win for them, really. Again, I watched the highlights of that. Haaland scored twice. He doesn't seem to be slowing down. He's back to his best. Even last season, I think, even though City didn't play too well, they he was scoring goals. But this season, it looks like he's the favourite for the Golden Boot. But Tyrese, do you think your main man, your big summer signing, Victor Gyökeres, can challenge him for the Golden Boot this season?
Well, I think he can, definitely. He just needs to warm into the season a bit more. I mean, I would say at the moment, Haaland's biggest challenge is probably Danny Welbeck. But Gyökeres could definitely challenge Haaland. He just needs to. The thing is, he just needs to. Well, he does need to sort out his touch and his dribbling. I feel like he's a little bit clunky on the ball. But then again, that's not really his job. His job is to be in the box and get a shot off. So we need to use him and use his strengths and use him as a box striker like Haaland. I mean, when do you see Haaland score from outside the box? Doesn't really happen. Haaland's an in the box striker, headers, left foot, right foot, and that's Gyökeres. Gyökeres is he's already proven he's good in the air. He's proven he's got a shot on him. We just need to use him as a box striker instead of trying to use him as a false nine, hold up play, because he's not that type of player. Like he can do all that, but you want him in the box. You want him to be finishing chances. So give him time to adjust to the tactics. Give Mikel time to fix his tactics, to cater towards Victor Gyökeres, and then hopefully we'll see the best from him.
And Max, with Gyökeres, obviously, because when I watched the Fulham game, obviously it was a great win. Don't get me wrong, I said this before, 3 points. But again, Gyökeres was missing chance after chance and chance. I think he had because I'm not the biggest fan of XG, but he had a very high XG that game. But he just
XG is
didn't.
bollocks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
Come on.
I'm not the biggest fan, but when I looked into it, he he had like nearly 4 expected goals, but then he didn't score any of them. And the question is, Max, obviously Kai Havertz is currently injured. When he does come back to full fitness, do you think that's going to play in Mikel Arteta's mind? Because I think the challenge for Gyökeres is to sort of cement that starting striking position.
Mm.
Because the only worry is because Havertz is, I mean, he annoys me being former Chelsea and everything.
Of course he would.
But but he has proven that in that position he does do a good job. And Gyökeres,
A good job.
yeah.
9 league goals isn't exactly prolific.
However, uh, anyway, Max, I'll let you answer. Do you think Gyökeres needs to start firing now?
Yeah, he does. He does. But one thing I will allude to, and this is Tyrese. This is not me comparing the two. But one thing Nunes always did well was he made himself a presence, and just having a striker as a presence. You know, I'm not comparing the two, but
to be,
sometimes that causes problems. You know, being a presence and taking on defenders and just making yourself an option. It causes trouble. So I think Gyökeres is doing that well. But the difference between the two is Gyökeres has got the instinct to kill. Just needs to find it in the Premier League, and I think he's going to start bagging them in. Him being level with Haaland, I can't see it this season. Maybe next season. I just can't see it this season. But the one thing I would say is I would rather a striker right now like Gyökeres, who's at least making himself a threat and he's putting himself in the right areas and he's having chance after chance, which, by the way, piles on the pressure. And, it's the constant momentum that you're producing as an attacking formation than someone like Isak at the moment for Liverpool, who's having 12 touches in a half.
yeah, I mean, yeah.
It's simple. It's simple. You'd rather a striker who's doing something than nothing.
I mean, yeah, Nunes used to make his presence. one-on-one with the keeper, hit the post. That was presence. That's the type of presence I'm talking about from Darwin.
No, but I hope you two understand what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, of
Energetic,
course, yeah.
puts himself in the right areas. But the thing with Gyökeres is you know the goals are coming. With Nunes,
Yeah.
you never knew when the next goal was going to come. With Gyökeres, you know the spree is, you know he's capable of it more than Nunes ever was. So I think it's just a case of finding one goal here and then finding that consistency. And I think luckily Reece isn't here. I still think Gyökeres is going to be a top Premier League striker.